Hey, what's up guys? This is Matthew coming at you guys with another video. And this video, I'm going to be talking about a few things that I've learned in my life so far. And I hope you guys like this video. Like, and if you're not subscribed to me, subscribe to me. And I got a lot of videos that I've been doing so far. I got about, I'm in the 20 range of how many videos I've been doing so far. So yeah, look at my other videos and I'm pretty sure you're gonna like the topics that I basically talked about in those too. Let's get to it, y'all. Alright. Now the first thing is, you will make mistakes. And I made a lot of mistakes so far. Okay. But you will make mistakes. You will basically, I would say, not fall flat on your face. Not in every situation, but things won't go the way that you thought that they were supposed to go. And that's just life, because you're not going to be the best at everything. Nobody's going to be perfect. Even the people who try to pretend they're perfect, they're not going to be perfect. And that's just what it is. However, going with this, saying that even though when you do make your mistakes, you can actually learn from them. Some people do not learn from them. They still make the same mistake. However, you can actually make your mistakes and you can learn from it, so you won't make the same mistake twice. Alright, now to the second one. Time will tell who is who. And what do I mean by that when I say time will tell who is who? In due time, or just basically let time just fly by, you are going to see what a person is made out of and what are they really about. Now, this is going back to like actions speak louder than words, but I just said time will tell who is who, because at first you can't tell what a person is really about just because when you first meet them you really don't know them. But as you get to know that person, you will soon find out what that person really is about. And I have basically learned this the hard way in a lot of situations, even now, because you feel, even back when I was a little bit younger, before I entered my 20s, you feel like when you're talking to somebody that you're really getting to know them and you're really just, seeing what type of person they really are. And it's not until they start getting real comfortable, like say at like a job, they start getting real comfortable with you, then they show their true colors. And sometimes their true colors ain't really as good as the persona that they first put on when they first met you. Alright, now going on to the third lesson that I have learned so far in my life. Attitude is everything. And this is something that I had to go through and I had to learn even when I was in my preteens. Like, so when I was about 12, I remember I was in middle school, and I remember I was having like a day where I don't think it was a bad day, like I was just getting in trouble, but I probably said something where it could show like I just was not in a good space at the time. And I had a teacher, one of the coolest teachers I had ever had in my life, especially at that time. He had a rock, it was like a plastic rock on his desk. And what he would do is, with people who he heard them say something that was like negative, he would give them this rock, and on the rock it said attitude is everything. And you would have to carry that rock with you from each classroom until you went back to his class, because at the time, his class, at that time, I believe it was like, I was like 12, so I was like in the 7th grade. At the time, he was like our homeroom class. So he knew that I was going to come back with the rock eventually, and I had to give it back to him, but I had to carry that rock with me everywhere I went when I was in middle school. And one thing I can say is that that saying has really helped me in a lot of different things in my life. Really, when I was going through a lot of challenging situations in my life. And I have him to thank for that, because I remember it was like one time when I was like in high school where like something was going on, and I was looking at everything that I went through, not just like outside of school and everything like that. I I remember I was just like, man, what so and so told me back when I was a little bit younger, he's right. And ever since then, I kept on having that basically that saying in my mind, attitude is everything, because at the end of the day, attitude is really everything. If you ain't doing good in one situation, like we could go back into the mistakes, and I told you guys, you have the option to basically learn from your mistakes, or you basically are going to keep on making the same mistakes. If you have the attitude that, hey, I messed up, but I'm going to learn from it, and I'm not going to put myself in this situation again, you are going to learn from it, and you're not going to try to put yourself in that situation again. But if you're someone who say, hey, I'm going to keep on doing the same thing over and over, that's your attitude, and you're going to keep on doing the same thing over and over. Alright, on to the next one. Alright. You don't need a big circle to be around you. And what do I mean by you don't need a big circle to be around you? What I mean is, you don't need to have a lot of people in your circle, in your group of friends. And I don't know who's who when they're viewing this and what age group you are in, but I could say from the time I was in middle school and high school, and even sometime throughout college, it's still like this per se. I have seen a lot of people want to have like a big group around them, and it's not a bad thing, but at the same time, you don't need that many people around you, because what I have been told and what I have to learn on my own is that a friendship basically takes time to adjust to, and basically takes time to form. So I really got a couple, or really a few good friends where I can consider them my friends as of right now, because my people who I really do consider like my friends, because I know people who I'm really cool with and I really do like them as people, but I have to say that these people right here are my friends, and those people who I'm cool with right now, we're cool with each other because I just don't know them as I know these other people who I consider my friends. Like, people I consider my friends, I've been knowing them for almost 10 years. So I've been knowing them since I was like, before I was a teenager, when we were still basically just really playing video games. Like, when basically all the things that we're doing now wasn't as important. We were just basically playing video games and probably still playing with toys and stuff like that. I've been knowing them since then. And that's the one thing, like, I feel like when you have that bond, that's where you could really say, hey, this is my friend. And this goes back to the big circle, because when you just have a big circle, that usually means, like, you can't really, like, basically put all your energy in all those people, because that's a lot of time, and you gotta get time to know people. You gotta get time to be around people just to see what their actions are, and just to see what type of people they really are. And that's only gonna come from you being around them and you giving them the time and building that relationship with them. So that's why I say you don't really need a big circle. And just to tell you guys, this is coming from my perspective and what I basically been going through in my life. And I'm a very young person. Alright, now the next thing, or the next lesson that I have learned is hang with older people who want to see you win. And what I mean by that is you need to start hanging out with people who are older, who would like to see you be in the position that you're working towards. Because one thing that I've learned in my life is that you can hang around older people, but just because you're hanging around older people don't mean that you're gaining wise advice. I've seen a lot of people who are older and they let people who they were basically around astray, because they didn't look at it from a mentorship. They looked at it from, like, basically we just kicking it and hanging out, and they're not really trying to give y'all game. They're basically creating more drama than needs to be. But you gotta hang out with people who want to see you win, and people who want to give out that advice and be a mentor to you. Because you doing it by yourself, especially when you're like young like me, it's not going to work out that well for you. Because when you do those type of things, you don't know anything. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to progress and how to do certain things. So you're going to need that guidance, and you're going to need that type of support. And just certain situations that happen, you can't really control those things by yourself. Because I'll tell you, like, a lot of things that a lot of bad experiences that I've had in my life wasn't from people who was like my age. It was coming from people who was older than me. And when they saw that I had someone who looked out for me and who saw me in a light of they want to see me win, that person basically put that other person who wanted to see me lose on the other side, and they helped me tremendously throughout my life. And it could be your uncle, it could be your parent, it could be your family friend, it could be any of those type of guys, or those type of women, or people. It doesn't matter about man or woman or whoever like that. It just matters if they want to see you win, and if they want to give you that good advice that's going to help you put yourself in a better position. Alright, next lesson in life. Listen to people's words and watch their actions carefully. And why I say it like that? Because we are, like, I can't really speak for what you've been told in your life, but throughout my life, it's been told through me, not even just in the household, or just really in school, and just like different programs that I was in as like a little kid, and just going to like the Boys and Girls Club and all these type of things. You listen to people's words and you watch their actions carefully. Why do I say that? Because people will basically tell you what type of person they are. If you like, and I'll just say it like this because I really want to just get it out. If you just let a person talk to you for a long period of time and you just watch their actions, you're going to see what type of person who they really are. Just off the fact that they showed you their actions, they showed you, and I'm not just talking about in one setting, because you could see a person and see them from one setting, their actions, but see them in multiple settings, see them when they're out and about, not at just one place, or when they're around their family, or when they're around you at school or whatever, but see them when they're out and about interacting with other people that they know or that they really don't know, and listen to their words carefully, because a lot of people, they could say and they could try to trick you and say one thing, but if you listen to their words and you try to really pay attention to what they're saying, and you listen to what they're saying, and you realize that it doesn't make any sense at all, you are going to figure out that person's front, or their thing, or that game that they're trying to run on you. And that's not going to be for everybody, but you could really watch and you could really listen to a person, and you could kind of figure out what they're really doing, or what they're really trying to get out of you or get out of the situation for themselves. Alright, the next one. Going through hard times will give you your actual reality. And what do I mean by that? I mean by when you go through something as the death of a family member, or you lost a certain position that you was in, or you stopped making a certain amount of money that you was making at one point, or whatever it could be. Something that's like really like important, or what people put value on that they make important, whatever that can be. When you lose that, watch how people interact with you, or what they do, or things like that. Like when I went through something last year, I saw the people who really was like, hey, I'm sorry about this and how this happened and everything and things like that. What can I do to help you? What type of advice can I give to you and things? They didn't just like basically abandon me. And this goes back to me having those friends, because I'm telling you, the friends that I've been knowing for almost like 10 years, if not even longer, they're the ones who was like, man, I hope that you're doing good. I'm just checking up on you. I hope everything's getting better. And they were like, okay, you gotta handle the situation this way. You need to make sure that you are doing this and doing that. So I'm happy and I'm blessed to say that, because what that told me is that in my reality, I really do have some pretty good friends in my home. So I'm happy about that. Alright, the next and the final lesson that I have learned in my life so far, and these aren't just like, you know, the only lessons that I've learned in my life so far, but these are the ones that I wanted to talk about. But the final one and the next one is, your results really do matter. And what do I mean by that? Your results really do matter, and I say that in the sense of, and I could give an example. When I started doing the workout Instagram account, and just how many posts and how many videos and how long I've been doing it for, like how long I've just been sticking to it and how consistent I've been with it. When I wanted to get into one of the programs by one of the guys, so I'm really cool with, a really good guy, he told me about it. And when they were doing their interview progress, a lot of those guys, they were already following me. One, because I talked to them beforehand, and that was the one thing. When I talked to them, and this goes back to pay attention to people's words and their actions. When I came to the program, when they had the 3-day program that they had for the high schoolers and the school kids at the time, and I came there and I wanted to learn more about the program, I talked to them, and we had good conversations. But the thing is, a good conversation doesn't mean a lot to how, like, you're going to help them improve their program that they got going on. It was just, you know, a good conversation, and it was cool, and you get that foundation of a person. You learn what that person, just a little bit what that person knows, just at that point being, because you just met them at the first time, or met them for the first time. But what happened is that they started following me on social media, because I gave them my social media account when I first met them. And when they saw that I had the workout program, and I gave them my normal Instagram account, and I also gave them my workout Instagram account, what they saw was me putting in so much work, and especially with working out. And working out wasn't the fact that it made them say, okay, this dude's a good candidate, in my opinion, because you can work out, but that don't mean that you're just a good candidate for like a program that they are in. But what it shows is that I'm disciplined, I'm skilled in a certain area, I know how to do something, dealing with something that can be really difficult at times. I know how to help people gain muscle, or I know the patterns or the certain lifestyle to help people lose fat or gain muscle. And that's something that people look and be like, okay, yeah, that's something really dope. So it wasn't just my words when I was having the conversation with them. It was the results of what they saw, what type of person I am. I'm a person that goes to the gym a lot, and I work out a lot. So that's another thing that people will notice about you. Alright guys, those are the lessons that I have wanted to talk about right now. If you like this video, go ahead and like it. If you got any feedback, let me know. I hope you guys enjoy it. God bless. Thank you for watching this video.